Hey guys, Dr. Kahu here and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a new what if, and that is, what if Deku had Overhaul, the movie. Now as usual guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you guys want me to continue to make My Hero Academia what ifs and what if movies, 250 likes guys, 250 likes and I'll continue making them. And not only that guys, stay tuned because in this schedule my priority this week is to get out what if Goku had Broly's potential, the movie, what if Naruto merged with Kurama, the movie, what if Goku learnt time skip, the movie, and what if Naruto trained seriously in the movie. I'm gonna try my best to get those out this week. Bear in mind I'm going to do more remake versions to those. I'm not going to make them exactly how they were originally made because I had like little snippets I want to change, but I'm still going to make the movies, okay? So stay tuned. I apologize for rambling. I've just been excited to get back into what ifs, okay guys? But yeah, so without further ado guys, let's get into this new what if, and that is, what if Deku had Overhaul, the movie? So let's begin. Now, our story is going to take place, of course, to Deku, the one above all Deku, as he looks upon all the realms waiting for Ichaku to return from their Earth. Now, while he's waiting, he doesn't want to look at the what if Deku was Kaido's reincarnation just yet. He's kind of over it. He's already seen it multiple times, but he's seen a new crack in reality, a crack that he wants to see. So he pulls the crack in reality towards him and flicks it into the void which he exists. In the void, it turns into a whole new world, a whole universe to which he can observe. He watches it and he's like, this would be a good what if. What would happen if I had Overhaul? And so, one above all Deku places his eye onto the realm, and that's where our story is about to begin. Now, young Izuku, he is born with Overhaul, but the quirk won't activate until a little bit later. And if you guys want to know what Overhaul is, it's the quirk used by a character known as Chisaki, or Overhaul himself, and it allows the character to, manipulate matter, okay? And that's exactly how I'm going to state it. He can deconstruct and reconstruct things into anything he wants. Humans, he can heal any injuries, but you have to deconstruct and reconstruct, all that jazz. And if you want to know more, go watch the My Hero Academia and learn about Chisaki, or find it on Google. You know, all that stuff. But anyway, young Izuku grows up in his life, having the quirk within his body not activated yet. And he's a normal, happy-go-lucky kid. Nothing changed, nothing at all. He doesn't have a father around. That's the same thing in canon, but there's an actual reason to it now, okay? Besides his dad leaving to get some milk. But anyway, what ends up transpiring is Izuku grows a happy and loving life with his mother Inko Midoriya. And what ends up going down is, on the day Izuku activated his quirk, was one of the best and worst days of his life, because two things happen to him that will affect him so, but it doesn't waver from his life of becoming a hero. However, it does deeply affect him. When Izuku's quirk activated, he was with his mum enjoying food. And he was sitting down, and his mum went to go grab Izuku's food after when he was finished, and both their hands accidentally made contact. And doing so, Izuku unintentionally blew his mum up, turned her entire arm into nothing, exploded it. When Inko sees this, she's in absolute pain. This shocks Izuku. She falls to the ground and wincing in pain, crying. Izuku's like, Mom, I'm so sorry. What's that? How did I? And she's like, it's a quirk, Izuku. It's a quirk. She's crying in pain, knowing that this is Izuku's quirk and she's seen it before. And he's like, what do I do? She tells Izuku just to touch, like before she blacks out, just to touch the hand. But Izuku's creeped out not to do it, but he does it anyway. He reaches out to her hand and touches her hand, but it instantly heals Inko's arm. But however, Inko feels and remembers all the pain. And when she gets her arm back, she pushes Izuku away from her. And she's panicked, she's in pain, she calls the doctors, and she calls Bakugo's mother, you know? Just because that's the only person she can reach out. Now, as Izuku sits in his room, he's scared to do anything, not to touch anything, so he's still got some blood on him from destroying his mum's arm. He's shaking, having like PTSD as a kid. And what goes down is, after a few minutes, Inko's finished talking to Bakugo's mother, calmed down a little bit, and they proceed to take Izuku to the doctors. Now, when Inko explains what Izuku did and the fact that he put them back together, the doctor asks Inko, how did you know about this? Inko breathes out sadly and goes, because he has the same quirk as his father. Izuku goes, but I thought my dad had a fire-breathing quirk. Inko looks at Izuku with such anger and disdain, because she's upset about something, okay? And she goes, no Izuku. No, that was just a ruse to hide what your father was. Your father was a criminal. He was a bad man. I didn't know this at the time. I only found out a little bit later, while I was pregnant with you, that your dad was a bad person. And Izuku's like, what? And he goes, he has a power, just like his oldest son. It's not as powerful as his oldest son, but just still the same. And then goes like, looking at Izuku, and Izuku's like, wait, I have a brother? And the doctor goes, what is this quirk anyway you speak of? And she just looks down and goes, the quirk is called Overhaul. The person that has the quirk is Chisaki. And he goes, oh, I see. He has on a record and shows the quirk Overhaul, man of manipulation. Alright. And he goes, so he has this quirk, and yes, his father is Hasashi Midoriya. And what happens is not much is found about him because he's a criminal and it's been hidden from the past, and the fact that he was a working member of the Yakuza. That's the only thing that is on his files. Right now he's in Tara's prison, unable to leave forever for what he did with his quirk. Inko is really upset, and Izuku's just finding all this out, finding out that he has a quirk, he has an older brother, and his dad's a villain. And Izuku's upset and sad, and it justifies Inko's kind of anger towards him, which Izuku believes. Now, Izuku's life really changes. The doctor states that Izuku has a very powerful quirk, but it's dangerous and he needs to learn how to control it. So he tells Inko for the next month and a half, until he deems Izuku fit and ready to go back home and not be able to destroy everything, that Izuku has to come to the quirk doctors or quirk therapy and learn how to, keep his quirk in check. And so for the next month, Izuku, he doesn't see Bakugo, he doesn't see none of his friends. And Inko doesn't talk to no one, she only talks to Bakugo's mum. And she just spirals down a form of depression, but Izuku's mum does badly. Izuku, however, is trying the best every day. He's been given certain materials like rubber balls, basketballs, rocks, bricks, even small things. And Izuku begins to immediately break them apart and repair them and reshape them actually. And he starts to become really good. He even shows his mum, but she takes no interest in it. She finds his quirk absolutely monstrous and disgusting. And Izuku can feel this. And so for the next year, that's all Izuku feels from his mum. He feels no love no more. The love that he got from his mum before him having the quirk is pretty much dried out. But Izuku has mastered his quirk to the point where he actually can heal people pretty fast, heal things pretty fast. He learned how to reshape things instantly. It's just a part of his quirk. He actually doesn't even need to focus. He just needs to put his hand on things and either choose to blow it up or put it back together, you know? And so as Izuku grew up, he grew up with his friend Katsuki Bakugo, but the thing about them though was the interaction between the two. When Bakugo used to use his quirk, Izuku was just amazed until one day Bakugo badly hurt his arm. He was practicing a week straight, and Bakugo badly hurt his arm to the point where he actually dislocated it and hurt it, bruising it all up and burning it. Bakugo falls to his knees, and he's a 5-year-old kid, and he's like crying in pain. Izuku unintentionally walks over to him and goes, "Hey, Kachan," and he goes, "Stay back, Deku. You're quick. You could possibly hurt me." He goes, "No, I'm fine. Please, let me help you, Kachan." He goes, "No, Deku, don't." Izuku touches Bakugo's arm, and a brief moment, Izuku sped it up. He didn't want to completely annihilate Bakugo, and so he focused. In doing so, what happened is Bakugo disappeared for an instant. Like if you didn't have fast enough reaction, you wouldn't have seen Bakugo disappear, but it disappeared and appeared back instantly. In doing so, Izuku moved his hand, and Bakugo's like, "Deku, you healed my arm." Izuku's like, "I'm sorry, Kachan. I just couldn't see you." And Izuku's eyes are down. "I know my quirk's bad, but..." Bakugo goes, "What do you mean bad? Your quirk's amazing. You just healed my arm. What else can you do with the quirk, Deku?" Izuku's like, well, and why he still calls him Deku is because for the whole time that Izuku had a quirk, he showed them all once. But they all thought that he had a villainous quirk and he was scared to use his quirk, you know, because of what he did to his mum. And despite the quirk doctor trying to help him, Izuku was not confident with his quirk at this time. So after healing Bakugo started building Izuku up, telling him, "No, you got an amazing quirk. Hell, I'm jealous." He goes, "What else can you do?" He goes, "Break that tree apart and pull it back together." So Izuku's like, "Alright then." And so Izuku started experimenting with Bakugo with all the meta manipulation that he can do. He finds out though early that he can't change the materials into different things. When I mean by that is turn carbon into silicon, but however he can turn them into any object he sees and what he envisions as the material. Like he turns a wood statue into a wooden house, but it still remains the same material as a wooden house, and he refixes it instantly back into the tree. And Bakugo is so impressed with Izuku's quirk that he tells his mom. Now at this time, Izuku's is never happy to go home. His mum hates him outright, does not like him at all. And she's, as I said, she spiraled down to depression so badly that she's thinking about leaving Izuku and sending him off to an orphanage. When Mizuki hears this, and there's Bakugo's mother, Miss Bakugo, she immediately scolds Inko and tells him, if you're not gonna stay with your son, then let me know. I could try something. Inko doesn't even hesitate. She gets the adoption forms immediately and gives it to Mizuki with all the signature, everything. Tells him, I will leave. It's bad enough that she just got away from all the evil that was Hisashi Midoriya, as he was a villain and the father of Overhaul himself. But not only that, the fact that Izuku has the same quirk, it's easy for him to become a villain, and she doesn't want to go through that same pain again and loss and hurt. And so what goes down is she leaves, and she leaves Izuku with Mizuki. Now, Izuku spent a weekend there, so he wouldn't know that his mum left. And so the day when it came to the day of him leaving and going back home, Mizuki tells Izuku everything. Izuku breaks down and crying. He's upset, and Bakugo sees that too, and he goes, "Don't worry, Deku." Izuku looks at him and goes, "What?" He goes, "Sorry, Izu, but don't worry about it. You can live with us. If your mum don't see how cool your quirk is, then I don't know what is. Your quirk's amazing. As I told you, I'm jealous. My quirk can explode things, but your quirk can destroy and put things back together. That's amazing. You can also heal people. Do you know how cool of a hero you are? You're more than just a hero, Izuku. You're a rescue hero as well. You can..." And Bakugo's just looking up and goes, "You're amazing." He's just shocked and how different Izuku's quirk can be applied to anything. And what's it called? Izuku looks up and wipes his tears away. He goes, "You don't see my quirk as a villainous quirk though?" Even though Izuku has been trained with him, he goes, "Nah. Anyone sees that your quirk is a villainous quirk, I'll send an explosion straight in the face." Bakugo punches his hand, letting the explosion go off. He goes, You hear me, Izuku? You're living with us now, right, Mum?" And she pretty much smacks Bakugo's head and goes, "One, don't talk and let me talk because it's my job." And Izuku finds out from Bakugo's mum that he'll be living with her for the remaining time of his life, you know, and that don't worry, like this is what happens when certain things traumatize people. She made sure to make Inko not look too bad, but at the same time, Izuku for a whole year felt this negative, this hatred, so it was real towards him. So Izuku spends the next few years with them, and next few years, all his life with them. They become his new family, you know. And so for the next let's just do a massive skip to the age of 14. So from age 5 all the way to age 14, Izuku has grown up with Bakugo to the point where those two are extremely strong for kids, you know. Izuku himself has become super profound with his quirk, that he is by far, like, Bakugo knows for a fact Izuku will win any fight they have, both hand-to-hand and quirk abilities. He has learnt that by now. And his attitude and ego has dramatically changed thanks to Izuku as well, putting him in his place. Bakugo can't be the angry, explosive, "I'm gonna kill you" type of kid, no. But he's still that explosive kid that I am the best and I'm not gonna lose unless you're Izuku. He still has that confidence, you know. Now they're both brothers, they both help each other. And so when it comes to the last day of middle school, Izuku goes to school late because he's standing there watching the battle between Mountain Lady and Kamui Woods and a giant villain that's on the train. Izuku's still a nerd, he still writes everything down with absolute detail. And as he's watching their fellow with the stars on here goes, "Oh, you're a fanboy, huh?" And Izuku goes, "Oh, I find it really cool watching pro heroes at work. You know, I learn some skills. Maybe it'll help me when I become a pro hero." And then the other fellow goes, "Well, I'm rooting for you, kid. I'm surprised. Don't you need to be at school?" Izuku's like, "Oh, yeah, that's right." He closes his book and turns away and runs away. But this is when he sees the damages that the villain did. And before leaving, Izuku taps the giant metal that Dead Arm's had and thrown off him. And as he touches it, the metal deconstructs and reconstructs back on the train. Izuku touches the side of the pillar, side of the bridge, and repairs the entire train tracks where Mountain Lady and the robot was fighting. But not everyone was like, "What's happening? How was the train fixed? Like, how were the tracks fixed?" No one saw Izuku do that. But the guy the only person that saw it was the guy that actually questioned Izuku, like, what are you reading? That's the guy with the stars on his head. And when he saw that, he goes, "Wow, that kid, he shouldn't be using this quirk, but that was really useful. I'll keep that to myself for now. Little punk." Izuku runs away, gets to school. When he gets there, Bakugo goes, what the hell do you think you call this, Izuku? What time is this? You're late as hell." Izuku's like, sorry. He goes, "Don't let mom know." Izuku says. Bakugo goes, "You're too busy watching heroes at work, right?" And Izuku, "Yeah, because look at your book." Bakugo looks at Izuku's book and he reads and goes, "Wow, Mountain Lady, Kamui Woods. Oh, that's pretty cool. Dead Arms? Wow. Lucky you." He chucks the book back at Izuku and goes, "Yeah, I know." And so as the last day, they're talking, they're having fun, they're actually laughing a lot. Izuku and them. Because bear in mind, everyone likes Izuku. Izuku likes everyone. He's a friendly person. Thanks to his quirk, he makes everyone really friendly. They kind of still look at the dangers of Izuku's quirk, but then they see also the dangers of Bakugo's quirk. And the fact that Izuku can repair any damage Bakugo does. So, in turn, it balances them out. Now, when the teacher comes in and states, "Oh, I know you guys want to become heroes," blah, 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 his same cliche paper throw in the air. And he goes, "Oh, we've got 2 people that want to go into UA. Katsuki Bakugo and Izuku Midoriya." Sorry. And as the class hears this, they're like, "Yep, that's about right. Both Izuku and Bakugo easily make it in. Easily." Bakugo smiles hearing this, and Izuku smiles as well. And what goes down is, the teacher goes, "Well, yes, you two have really refined and powerful quirks. Bakugo, with your explosion quirk, I don't want to be a villain being right in front of you. And Izuku, your quirk, now that's a unique quirk as well." Bakugo goes, "Of course, he can repair any damage or make any damage turn into any weapon he wants." He goes, Bakugo goes, "I have no lie myself. Izuku's quirk's incredible." And Izuku shoulder bumps Bakugo and goes, "Shut up. Both our quirks are amazing, idiot." They smile. All the class laugh at that, and so what goes down is, as the class finish, both Izuku, Bakugo, Tsubasa, and the boy with long hands, they all go out to the arcade to enjoy some fun and relax, you know. Bear in mind, Izuku doesn't have the interaction with All Might like in canon because, well, if he saw the sludge monster originally, he would have split it like nothing. Yet. But as Izuku and Bakugo are walking, and Tsubasa and them with them, what goes down is a bottle lands right next to them. And Izuku's like, "Huh? What's this?" He picks the bottle up, and right out of nowhere, the crack in the bottle, and the sludge monster explodes out, smacking Deku far away. He hits the wall and craters, and Bakugo's like, "Izuku, what the?" And the sludge monster appears. Bakugo goes, "You damn bastard!" He runs out and shoots multiple explosions, but the sludge monster laughs and wraps Bakugo, and begins to fully wrap him. By this time, and Bakugo tries his best. He's been fighting for a good 5 to 10 minutes now before the sludge monster actually gets a full grasp of him. And what happens is the alleyway's broken. Izuku was knocked out by the result of the sludge monster being flung out of the bottle. And so by the time he gets up, all he sees is his head's ringing. He looks over, and one side he sees all the civilians standing there with dead arms blocking them, trying to get them to stay there. And he sees over, and as he turns his head around, he sees flames, like broken parts of buildings, and he sees the sludge monster. And as he sees the sludge monster, he's like, "Kachan, where are you?" He sits up. He looks up with his, cause he's got blood coming down his head, and what he does is Izuku uses his Quirk Overhaul and he heals himself instantly. And when he gets up, Dead Arm's like, "Kid, you alright? Get back here now!" As he says that, the sludge monster swipes at Dead Arm's keeping him back. Izuku's like, "Huh?" And when he looks over and sees the sludge monster, he goes, "What the hell? What the hell are you? Where's my brother? Where's?" And immediately as Izuku sees Bakugo's here inside the sludge monster, and Bakugo's eyes appear. When Izuku sees this, he's like, "Let go of Kachan!" Slams his hands on the ground, uses his quirk, and spikes appear. But Izuku has to make sure he doesn't pierce Bakugo. Instead, he makes a spike grab the sludge monster and pierce him above where Bakugo is. Sorry. In doing so, the sludge monster's like, "What the?" Izuku also uses that spike to grab Bakugo and wrap around him, and pulls Bakugo straight at the sludge monster. In doing so, Izuku he catches Bakugo and holds him onto the ground. Bakugo is breathing heavily, coughing out. He's actually really tremendously drained from that incident. Izuku places his hand on Bakugo and instantly heals him immediately. Now, to everyone, it's just looks like Bakugo phased, but Izuku disintegrated him and put him back together straight away. Bakugo's like, "Thank you, Izuku." They both stand up. Izuku, "Not to worry." Izuku looks at him, but he's pissed off, and Bakugo's like, Deku? What? And Izuku's walking over quietly. The sludge monster's like, "How dare you do that to me?" Bakugo goes, "Izuku, what are you?" And he already knows that Izuku's pissed off. He's mad. Izuku takes off his other glove because he had one glove on and he had the other glove off. The other, why he does that is because with both his hands out, it makes it easier for him. Bakugo looks at this and goes, "He took his other glove off. He's serious." And Izuku, as Dead Arm sees it here, "Kid, get back here, you're..." And Bakugo goes, "Shut up. My brother knows how to handle this. He's actually better than all of yous. Just one touch, their villain will be over. You just see." They look at Bakugo, and because they saw Bakugo surviving and they hear praise from this kid, then this kid must be better, you know? They just saw him make a spike out of the ground and save him. Izuku walks over and Sludge Monster's looking at him like, "You think you're a cocky kid because you saved him? You just sacrificed yourself for me! I'm gonna take your body now!" As he rushes to Izuku, As the sludge monster's arm comes at him, and before All Might could react, Izuku touches the sludge monster's arm and explodes it, instantly knocking it away. And the sludge monster's like, what the hell? He reforms the arm, but he's like, how did you? And Izuku's like, so you can remote control your quirk. How interesting. Izuku's like, well, unfortunately, I can't do that with my quirk, but with your quirk, though, you have to make physical contact with someone, right? And I'm the worst person for you. The sludge monster looks at Izuku and he goes, that was a lucky hit, kid! Throws another punch, but Izuku dodges it, uses the ground. He touches the ground and uses the ground to surf over him, turning the concrete into, like, not water, but a wall of moving concrete. And as Izuku jumps over him, All Might and Dead Arms and Mount Lady and Kamui Woods, they're just watching on, like, whoa, the media watching this as well. Izuku jumps over the sludge monster and he's like, what the? Izuku jumps on the ground, slams his hand to the ground, and that giant concrete wave that he created instantly turns into, spikes, slamming right through the sludge monster, pinning them down. But he manages to move out, and Izuku's like, just what I wanted. He used one of his pillars to jump him up, and he instantly slaps the sludge monster in the back of the sludge, exploding the entire sludge monster into pieces. And it lands onto the ground until you see two eyeballs and a mouth like trying to speak. Izuku's like, so you're still there, I see. Izuku goes, well, while you recover, I will show you a trick. Izuku places his hand on the ground, and he turns his hand, and doing so, Izuku repairs all the damage in the alleyway that both Bakugo and the sludge monster has created. As everyone watches this, All Might's like, this kid's quirk's amazing. Like, what the hell? Bakugo goes, yeah, Deku, but watch out, he's behind you. And as the sludge monster reconstitutes himself fast, Bakugo puts his hand, he closes and narrows his hand, and shoots one AP shot right through the sludge monster's face. And when Izuku sees this, he says, thanks, Kachan. Izuku goes, now it's time for you to stop. Izuku places his hand inside the sludge monster, and as he's about to use Overhaul, his full power, he realizes, something's wrong with your quirk. And the sludge monster looks at Izuku, and he's like, what? And Izuku freezes the sludge monster to place, and he goes, is this why you're acting out? Because your quirk's gone haywire? And he's like, what are you talking about, kid? Izuku goes, He uses Overhaul quirk, but he briefly splats him, and then reconstitute him into a human body, and he hits the ground. As the sludge monster, being now the sludge man, he's like, what did you do to me, kid? He touches his face and he's like, he looks at his hand, and even though it's still a sludgy hand, it's more like humanoid sludge, and he's like, what did you do to me? And the sludge monster goes to a mirror and sees his face, and he's like, you repaired me. And he begins to cry. He goes, I haven't seen my face since my quirk activated, and he's starting to shake. Is this what I look like? He's really upset with himself, but he's so happy. He looks at Izuku and he goes, I see. So it was your quirk that was making you go crazy like that. I understand now. All the heroes want to rush up, but Izuku Izuku goes, don't worry about your quirk going haywire now. I recorrected it. Now you'll be able to use your quirk without you losing control and being stuck in that sludge form. You can reconstitute yourself back to a human. He looks at Izuku and he's like, how can I thank you? Izuku goes, oh, well, you're going to go to jail. That's for starters. I believe that the heroes over here will not want to take you because you now have physical form. And two, I just want you to note, because you hurt my brother, you're lucky I didn't kill you. And the sludge monster hears this. He's like, he goes, yeah, you're very lucky. But my brother's strong, just like I am. And I want to become a hero, not a villain like my father. And he's like, looking at Izuku. Izuku turns his back. I suggest you enjoy the fresh air that you have. You'll be seeing my father in prison soon. Izuku walks away to Bakugo. All the heroes rush at him and arrest him immediately, and everyone's like, wow, kid, your quirk's amazing. What is it called? Izuku goes, matter manipulation. That's what it is. And what goes down is Izuku, as he's walking, he notices a skinny skeleton man just looking at him, eyeing him out. And Izuku goes, may I help you? May I help you, sir? And he goes, oh, your quirk, kid, it's incredible. I must say, are you by chance going to UA? But both Bakugo and Izuku go, yeah, we both are. And they go, well, cool. Well, I hope to see you then. I'm rooting for you, kids. Immediately, absolutely. Izuku's like, oh, okay. But Bakugo and Izuku goes off and goes, hey, anyway, you guys know the hero All Might? And they're both looking at him like, yeah, we do. Why? And the Bakugo goes, wait a minute, why are we talking to you anyway? Who are you? And he goes, well, you see, I used to work for All Might a long time ago, and he's trying to like hide the fact that he is actually All Might. But he goes, but you see, and he tries to explain to them upon Deku Beach and if they want to do some training. Bakugo goes, yeah, nah, I'm gonna pass. Izuku's like, you know what? I like that beach. If I can get permission to use my quirk, then I'll go in there and probably clean it all up for free, for naturally, you know, easy as. And he goes, oh, you have the confidence that you're strong enough to handle the beach without your quirk? And Izuku goes, well, yeah. My brother trained all the time. We may not be real brothers, blood related, but he's my brother nonetheless. Bakugo goes, yeah. And by the way, we're gonna be late. Mom, guarantee you right now, Mom's gonna scold both of us. Izuku's eyes widen. Oh, damn. And they both go, sorry, old man. They both rush off to their mums back home. They get home and they get scolded immediately. However, what happens is Mitsuki hugs both her boys, seeing on the news that Izuku saved Bakugo and pretty much nabbed the villain and saved him too. And she rubs both their faces and he pulls both their ears. Next time, don't be late. And so Bakugo and Izuku enjoy their food, enjoy their day, and Izuku goes, well, Kachan, I'm gonna go and do clean that beach. He goes, are you really gonna do it physically? Nah, I'll just turn all the rubbish into like specks of I can just turn them all into specks of dust, or just pour it into one big pile of cubes. And he goes, that's pretty cool, I want to come and watch. And so the next day comes, they get to the beach, and surprisingly, their old fella's not there like they were hoping for. However, they hear a loud thud hit the ground right behind them. And as they turn around to get ready to fight, there stands All Might. He goes, ha ha! I see that my friend Toshinori had got a hold of you guys and asked if you guys wanted to clean the beach. And I'm very grateful that you two have. Izuku's like, All Might? Bakugo's like, no way. The old man wasn't kidding, was he? He goes, no, he wasn't. He goes, now, I heard about both your two heroic antics yesterday, and I just wanted to state that one, that was incredible, both of you. And two, you guys could have got in trouble for using your quirks, of course, so that's what I wanted to state to you guys. But however, you guys did really incredible. And I just wanted to see what you guys can do without your quirks. So if you guys wouldn't mind, and Izuku goes, so you want to train us, All Might? And Izuku's like, yeah, I actually do, All Might states. And both Bakugo and Izuku go, alright! And so without using their quirks for the next 3 months, they begin to remove all the trash from the beach. They don't know why they're doing this, but All Might's the hero, and they're just going to keep doing it. Now, all the times Izuku sees All Might, he noticed that All Might disappears at a certain amount of time. He noticed that All Might's only there for a certain amount of time while Izuku and Bakugo are cleaning the beach out. And he plans to question All Might until one day he made contact with All Might's hand. In doing so, he unintentionally felt a corruption in All Might's matter. Something that's weird about All Might that he doesn't know about, but he wants to press on upon All Might after. But after the 3 months of the beach is clean, All Might looks at them and smiles. Wow, you both did incredible! And look at you, you guys are physically at your peak. Amazing, both of you. You guys really are. But I'd like to ask you something, young Izuku Midoriya. How does your quirk work, by the way? Izuku goes, oh, well, Izuku grabs a piece of sand, or grabs a handful of sand, and reconstructs that sand into glass. And he goes, I can manipulate the matter, to be honest, but for me to make glass, I need to have silicon, because glass is made of silicon, right? Or if I want to make steel, I need to have like iron oxide or some iron, what's it called, ore, or some stuff like that, and other materials. But I can still construct things. And then Izuku goes to with a railing of the entire beaches, and he deconstructs the entire railing and then reconstructs it. But he goes, pretty much I can manipulate matter whatever I touch. And he goes, and what happens is Bakugo himself, he had like a little injury, or scratching himself from, moving the rubbish. So Izuku goes over to Bakugo and heals the injury. And All Might goes, say, how does your healing quirk ability work? And Izuku goes, oh, it's the same thing. I can reconstruct anything, even physical people, even though it hurts the person briefly for a brief moment. But yeah, and he goes, hurt? And he goes, well, pretty much I disintegrate you and put you back together instantaneously with none of the injuries. In fact, I even give you back your energy. And he goes, does this quirk make you tired? And Izuku goes, at first he used to, but I've been using my quirk every single day to make sure this idiot don't blow his arms off. And Bakugo just smiles. Because bear in mind, Izuku is just as forward as Bakugo, however, Bakugo is not the I'm gonna kill everyone kind of guy. No, he's no longer that Bakugo. He's still out there though. If you piss him off or if you insult his brother, then he'll turn into their Bakugo. And you don't want to piss him off when it comes to his brother. Anyway, All Might goes, well, both your quirks are incredible and I would like to see you both in your way. Unfortunately, we can't continue this training because you guys actually exceeded my expectations. But young Midoriya, I wouldn't mind to ask, would you please if you can one of these days, accompany me to UA. I would like you to introduce you to someone. Izuku's like, oh, and who's that? And he goes, Recovery Girl. Izuku's surprised, like, Recovery Girl? The youthful healing person of UA? The reason why UA can do such dangerous things? Of course I'd like to meet her. And he goes, very good. And you can bring Katsuki Bakugo along. And Bakugo goes, I'm gonna pass. Izuku's like, Kachan? He goes, nah. If the training was almost done and he was gonna go to UA to see Recovery Girl, I'm not gonna do so. I'll go continue training in the forest. We'll go hang out with Tsubasa and them. Izuku's like, well then I'll catch up with you later then, brother. He goes, sweet as. And so what goes down is Izuku the next day heads up with All Might to UA. And this is when he meets Recovery Girl. They're all talking in the office, and she asks Izuku how his quirk works, and Izuku explains the same thing. And she goes, have you ever considered to want to be a doctor? And Izuku goes, well, I plan on being a hero in my quirk, but doesn't mean I can't be more than what I am right now, right? And he explains to her, he goes, I can be a hero where I can use my quirk to stop villains anytime. I can take a villain's arms and reconnect it to them anytime I want, really, and that ends the fight with them. Any damage they do, I can repair them, and any civilians that were hurt that are not dead, I can heal them to 100%, and I feel no real weakness from my quirk whatsoever. And she's shocked to hear that Izuku actually has such a powerful quirk, and she's not gonna lie, she's like, that's impressive. And she goes, well, Toshi was right to bring you here. And she looks at All Might smiles, and then All Might coughs up blood right in front of Izuku and Recovery Girl, and he instantly poofs into Small Might right in front of Izuku. Izuku freaks out entirely, like, who the hell are you? You're not All Might. And he was about to split and then he realized, hey, you're the old man that told us upon that training, Toshino. Wait a minute, you're All Might. And he goes, yeah, kid, I am. And he goes, All Might, you were injured, but you're sick, you're coughing up blood. What the hell's wrong with you? Is it the reason the corrupted DNA in your body? And he goes, corrupted DNA? And he goes, oh, you mean this thing? He shows Izuku's injury, and Izuku's like, what the hell is that? All Might explains to Izuku, bear in mind this is 3 months and 1 day into Izuku doing a 10-month training, so a lot's going to change for My Hero Academia from this point on, dramatically. As Izuku sees this, he goes, this is not going to do. My hero cannot look like this. And what happens is Recovery Girl goes, he goes to Izuku, do you believe you can heal All Might? And Izuku goes, well, yeah, I can heal anyone near from death. The closest I've healed someone from death was just before Bird almost died. You know, he hit the car, and as the bird was looking like it was taking his last life, I instantly healed him. But it hurt me. That was the first time I actually got tired from a quirk. But now I'm used to healing injuries thanks to my idiot brother, and my mum likes to keep a youthful appearance. Let's just say that. And All Might smiles and goes, what's that mean, kid? And Izuku goes, well, I have the ability to heal people to their prime. And almost like, what? It depends upon their quirk too. I sometimes have to fight against people's quirks to heal them better. So if you have a strong quirk like you, I think you do, it's gonna be harder for me to heal you, but I don't think it's impossible, mate. Almost like, okay, will this hurt? Izuku goes, oh, definitely, this is gonna hurt like hell, but hey, you look like you're already accustomed to pain. He grabs All Might's side, and Recovery Girl goes, just wait a minute, kid. Izuku goes, well, here we go, boom. He clenches his fist, and immediately All Might's body begins to flinch. He feels pain, and then splat, All Might disappears entirely. And normally it takes Izuku like an instantaneous to bring someone back from being splattered, but due to All Might's powerful quirk and energy, Izuku's putting all his focus. He's using both his hands, and after 2 seconds of being splat, All Might instantly appears. Izuku collapses to the ground, super tired. This is the first time he had to fight against someone's quirk as powerful as All Might's quirk to heal him. But as Izuku's lying on the ground, he's like, did it work? Did I save All Might? All Might's like, All Might is on the ground too, on the one knee. He's in absolute, like, he was in huge pain. He's still in pain, feeling what Izuku did. He's actually in shock of the amount of stress that his body went through just to be healed. But All Might's like, yeah, kid, I'm fine. All Might stands up. I can breathe. Recovery Girl. He stands up. I can. All Might stands up, really feeling really flexed and buff, not realizing he's back in his buff form now. He looks down. There's no scar on his side of his body. Nothing. He's like, does this mean? He looks at it and he feels a stomach. And yep, of course, now he has a stomach. He feels his stomach growling. He's hungry. He's like, he looks at Izuku and Izuku's like, I'm glad I could help you, All Might. Now, if you don't mind, Izuku just slides there and All Might picks him up and begins to hug Izuku. And he's like, "Thank you, my boy. Thank you so much. You saved me." Izuku's like, not to worry. Just please don't kill me." And All Might's like, "Nah, it's alright, kid. It's alright." He puts Izuku down on the bed and he goes, "So you used your strength to save me." All Might just can't get over the fact that he's back at 100%. And Izuku goes, "Oh, you're not just back at 100%, All Might. I believe I've recovered you back to your prime. I never felt a Quirk kick me back so hard, but I can tell you have a powerful Quirk." All Might looks at Izuku, now being back at 100%. He looks at Izuku and his prime. He shakes Izuku's hand and thanks him so much. Thanks him so much for what he did for him, and that he wants Izuku to take a recommendation. And Izuku's like, "But All Might, I want to make it in the same as my brother does." And he goes, "Well, I can give him a recommendation too as well." And Izuku's like, "You really will do that?" He goes, "Yeah, kid, you're a lifesaver. And when you become a pro hero, you can join my hero agency too, both you and your brother. How about that?" Izuku's like, his eyes are widened. "Yes, sir." And he's so happy about it. What ends up happening is after Izuku leaves, All Might just asks Izuku to keep the injury under wraps. Say, "Hey, not to worry. He's never gonna tell no one. And who's gonna believe me that All Might was injured, right?" All Might laughs, Izuku laughs, and Recovery Girl's like, "Ah." And she goes, "Hey kid, young man, would you like a job?" And Izuku's like, "A job?" And he goes, "Well, you got another 7 months before UA starts, right? How about you like to work part-time at UA, helping me heal students' injuries and probably helping Power Leader and Cementos fix the buildings?" And Izuku's like, "Recovery Girl, is that what you want?" And he goes, "No, that's what he wants." And as Izuku turns around, he sees a little mouse standing in the corner, waving his hand, holding the letter so Recovery Girl can read all the messages out loud, because Izuku was completely oblivious to the rat that was in the room. And he goes, "Oh, I'm Principal Nezu." And Izuku's like, "Principal Nezu, oh." And so he hears the drop off, and Izuku's like, "Yeah, if it's okay." And he goes, "100%. And you helping me, you will not only be paid by me, Izuku Midoriya, but you also guarantee your entry into UA." Izuku is shocked and go, "But can I still do the entrance exam? Just so to make an equal footing between me and my brother." And he goes, "Oh, of course. But I didn't know that the Midoriyas had a brother. I didn't know that you had another brother, Izuku." Izuku goes, "Oh, the adoptive family I live with. My mum left me as a 5-year-old kid and left me with my best friend and his mother, and since then I've been living with them. They're my family." And he goes, "I see. Well, I'll notify your mother right away." And so it goes down. Izuku goes home, and by the time he gets home, Bakugo already found out that Izuku was with All Might at UA, and the fact that UA asked to hire Izuku. Katsuki's mum, both Izuku and Bakugo's mum now, she looks at them, she's quite impressed, and she's like, And Izuku goes, "Yeah, but I'll be doing UA after I'm done, and she just smiles knowing that Izuku's getting paid, getting money, he's doing stuff, like his Quirk is being useful, he's healing people that are injured, all that stuff, and he's getting first-hand experience from pro heroes. Bakugo should be jealous, but this is his brother, and he's always known that Izuku has a more powerful Quirk. But Bakugo goes, "Are you still going to be taking the entrance exam, you nerd?" Izuku goes, "Of course I am. They wanted to give me a recommendation, but hell no. I want to do this. I want to be just as cool as you, My Quirk may be powerful, but I'm not as cool as you, Kachon." And Bakugo smiles and, "Well, of course you're not. I'm the cool big brother after all." They both like push each other. Bear in mind that yes, they're not related, but they've grown into that brother mentality, hardcore rival / brother non-stop. And so what goes down is the next 7 months fly by instantly to the point where the UA comes in. Izuku already knows all the teachers, and he's already become really well accustomed to the entire school. A lot of the students, he already met Mirio and all them. So Izuku is quite accustomed to being at UA. And so by the time Bakugo gets there, he's greeted by his brother. He goes, "Oh, welcome, Kachon." And he goes, "Wow, UA." And here's me thinking that's going to be easy. Izuku goes, "Oh, with your Quirk, yeah, it'll be easy as hell, brother." And he goes, "So you're taking the entrance exam?" "Yeah, All Might and Nezu allowed me to do it, so I will." And that's good, because I want to beat you. And Izuku goes, "Good. I want to see what your type of training has been going on." He goes, "Hey," and Izuku goes, "What?" He goes, "I got permission to train, but this is Bakugo, to train on my Quirk in, a training area." And Izuku goes, "Wow." And he goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, the hero known as Eraser helped me out." And Izuku's like, "Great," because Eraser... Izuku asked Eraser if Izuku helped Eraser, can Eraser help Bakugo? And so in turn, yeah, and what I mean by Izuku helping the racer, you'll find out soon. And so as they're walking to the school, Izuku's standing there walking with Bakugo until he notices the girl trip. As the girl trips, Izuku uses his foot, he turns his foot immediately and the ground below her goes up and grabs her and picks her up. Bakugo goes, wait, you didn't touch the ground? And Izuku goes, well, I've evolved my quirk now where I can wirelessly control matter. Now, I can't do it from a long range distance, but I can do it a meter away at least. He goes, a meter away from one. He goes, my hands. My hands can be a meter off the ground. I can manipulate matter and all that stuff now. Bakugo's like, what? When did this happen? He goes, through my training with Recovery Girl on my Aizawa, take a pick. And it's like, oh, that's right. Special treatment. It's exactly a special treatment. And they're both laughing at each other. Ochako is just so confused what's going down. Izuku wipes destroys all the repairs the ground and makes sure that no one will fall over again. He goes, I should have looked at that before I fixed it. Oh, sorry about saving you. I used my cook to help you. I saw you falling and I didn't want you to hurt yourself. It's bad luck, you know, on the first day. She's like nervous as. And he goes, well, I'll see you in there. Come on, Kachan. They both go inside and this is where they do their entrance exams. And Izuku easily passes. He gets 100%. He's a genius. His quirk affords him the ability to not only understand certain things, but he has the time to do so, okay? His quirk is great, and he learns a lot, and he's been taught by all these teachers. Now, when Ida talks about the 0 pointer, as Ida is about to point out in question, it annoys Izuku because Izuku likes President Mike, and he has more respect and known these teachers longer than all of them. And so Izuku goes, blue hair kid, and looks at Izuku. 1, I think you should stop and sit down. 2, he wasn't finished. There's another robot and he will explain it to you. And Izuku leans back at Bakugo and goes, harsh. Izuku, I would just shout insults at him. But you put him in a place like that, that's way worse. Izuku's like, shut up, Kachan. And President Mike goes, thank you, Midoriya. Anyway, and explains everything. And so Izuku passes the written test and it comes to the actual practical. Bakugo gets sent to his own city. He's like, damn, I wanted to beat Izuku in his own place, but I guess with that, because we're practically family, we can't be in the same team. Izuku's like, don't worry, I'll make sure my score's not too hard for you to beat, Kachan. He's like, shut the hell up, Deku. And Izuku's like, oh, you're going with the Deku name again. Ah, alright then, let's continue with that, Kachan. Bakugo's like, shut up. He jumps away and goes, good luck, nerd, and goes, you too there, Kachan. He disappears. Izuku's standing there. And what happens is when Izuku sees Ochako nervous, he was thinking about helping her out, but he saw the gates fly wide open. Without even hesitating, Izuku touched the ground and used Overhaul Quirk to push everyone out of his way, and he began to surf on the ground using his quirk. And as he's doing so, Izuku's using actually just his feet to use Overhaul. Because bear in mind, Izuku had a quirk evolution. He can now use Overhaul all over his body. Yes, I know it sounds weird and crazy, but Izuku can now, which is going to change a lot. I told you this from the beginning. Izuku's quirk is going to be more powerful than Overhaul's by miles, and you'll see why. But Izuku can wirelessly use his matter manipulation 1 meter away from his body. That's the distance he can use it from. But hey, it works well for him because he now no longer needs to use his hands, just his hands. He can use his feet to get him around. And in doing so, Izuku comes around the side. And when he sees robots, he slams his hand into the concrete he's surfing on, and spikes immediately appear and destroy all the robots in his field of view, all the way down. He kills about a good 50 of them straight away, and all of those are 3 pointers, which in turn makes his point 150 points right then and there. When Aizawa sees this, he goes, "This kid should have taken the what's it called, recommendation. Why the hell is he in here?" All Might goes, "He insisted. He wanted to beat Bakugo, his brother." And he goes, "Oh, I see. Well, it's kind of unfair, don't you think?" President Mike goes, and Aizawa goes, "Well, to be fair, this world is not fair. People with powerful quirks do tend to do better than others. Izuku can't help it. If that's the case, then I need to make his class harder." Izuku lands using his quirk to repair all the damage that he caused. He runs past and begins to pile up all the robots' bodies together, you know, making less rubbish, you know, and compressing them into cubes. And as he's running through, though, he's still racking up points. He beats another 50 robots, but this time they're only 2 pointers. That's another 100 points. Izuku beats All Might's score, and All Might's like, there goes my score. And as Izuku's running through, Izuku manages to use his quirk to get him on top of the building to see if he can find any other robots until he sees people that need help. And he realizes that just destroying robots is not good enough. He needs to help people as well. And so he rushes down and begins to take robots out and help people with injuries and make sure he holds robots back to give people the time to get points. All that stuff. Izuku becomes an assistant and a healer at the same time as a hero. So he supports the 3 pillars which Aizawa enjoys. He begins to see Izuku and goes, despite me seeing this kid and training him, much like I do with Katsuki Bakugo, this kid's something else. Don't you think there, All Might? All Might smiles. Now, bear in mind, everyone knows All Might's back to 100% prime. All Might's face is shown everywhere. Crime rate has dropped thanks to All Might being back on the scene 100% of the time, you know. But he's still a teacher of UA, and eventually he will give his quirk to someone else. He wants to give it to Izuku, but Izuku does not want to accept it. He won't accept it. He knows that he feels that Izuku's quirk is too much and a good thing for him. And so as they're watching on, Izuku pretty much helps a lot of people, and at the end of it he gets around 400 points, both hero points and rescue points. And as Izuku's about to walk away, he sees a 0 pointer and he goes, you know, I've never really taken one of those. I've seen those before, but never really. I wonder what I should do. And as he sees it, he goes, nah, I'm not going to waste my time. Izuku walks back and hears a scream, and he looks over, and yes, it's a Chakaroraka. Without even hesitating, Izuku stomps his foot on the ground. What happens is spikes appear by the 0 pointer pushing his leg up, but they break immediately, and Izuku's like, strong, huh? Alright then, Izuku uses the concrete to surf, and as he surfs on the concrete, Izuku jumps up, and on jumping off the ground, he propels him using a spike to launch him up. Izuku gets to the center of the 0 pointer's body and places his hand on there. In doing so, Izuku uses Overhaul Quirk to destroy the 0 pointer and turn it into one gigantic ball of cube, crushes it and makes it land on the ground. And Izuku falls down. Now, as he's falling down, what goes down is Ochako manages to lift the rock off her leg and get up and slap Izuku in the face, making him float. Izuku smiled and told her it would have been fine. He would just turn the concrete and the dust underneath him, and he would have been just able to fall through like it was nothing. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, but I didn't want to see you hurt yourself. And he goes, hey, no worries. How are you? Are you okay? Ochako tries to stand, but her leg's injured. Izuku goes, don't worry, I can heal that. He touches her leg, and instantly she phases, like blurs out in front of everyone, but comes back, and she's like, whoa, my leg, it's better. I don't feel tired no more. Izuku smiles. No, that's my quirk. I can manipulate matter, and I can reconstitute anyone back to full energy. So I hope you don't mind. And she thanks Izuku, and he goes, oh, my name is Izuku Midori, by the way. What's your name? And she's like, oh, I'm Ochako Uraraka. He goes, nice to meet you. Recovery girl comes, and by the time she gets there, Izuku's already used his quirk to heal everyone, and she's just getting in, giving everyone lollies and congratulating all of them, and everyone's just looking at Izuku like, whoa, he's incredible. As she looks at Izuku, she goes, my pupil, my student, come with me. Izuku's like, alright, what did I do wrong? Izuku goes with Recovery Girl, and he goes into where the teachers are, and they just tell Izuku that he already passed. He beat All Might by miles, and that he's already going to make it into UA, so don't even worry about that. But they come watch Bakugo, and as he watches Bakugo, Izuku goes, so is Kachan going to make it? Aizawa smiles, of course he's going to make it. Who do you think taught him? Izuku laughs and goes, well, it was you, Sensei. And he goes, you need a top up? And Aizawa smiles, if you don't mind, kid. Izuku goes to Aizawa and touches the shoulder and instantly phases him away. Aizawa comes back, he's on his prime, he's fully energized, not tired anymore. He's like, thank you, kid. He goes, your quirk really comes in handy, I appreciate it. And he goes, not to worry, Aizawa sensei. You stuck to your agreement, I'll stick to mine always. And he smiles. What happens is Recovery Girl goes to him, you guys are taking too much advantage of this kid. You're lucky he doesn't have much drawbacks. But anyway, young Izuku, Nezu already organized things, so if I need your help, you can come in. And he goes, yep. And Power Loader says the same, so does Cementos, and Izuku agrees. So after all the battles done, Izuku goes back to all the cities and repairs all of them instantly. But what still instantly shocks Cementos and Power Loader just how good Izuku is, and he's able to repair all the robots that have been destroyed too. And so all they need to do is reprogram them and fix them. That's all they need to reprogram them. And so Izuku made Power Loader's job and Cementos' job super easy. Izuku goes back home, and so the 2 weeks pass and school starts. When school starts, both Izuku and Bakugo are walking into class, and they both go sit down. Bakugo still puts his feet up on top of the desk, which prompts Ida to, harass him, but Izuku's like, yo, blue hair kid. And looks at Izuku, yeah. And he goes, oh, you're the one who saved that girl from the giant robot. He goes, yeah, I was the one who saved that girl from the giant robot while you ran away. You have a speed quirk. You could have ran over there and saved her, but you didn't. He just like shocked, like, ugh. And Izuku goes, and by the way, don't talk to my brother like that. At the same time, Kachan, put your legs down. Bakugo goes, whatever, puts his legs down. But he finds a more entertaining scene in Izuku berate Ida, and he goes, oh, thank you, and I apologize. I was just Izuku goes, I understand. Fear makes people do a lot of things. But if you kind of claim to be a hero, do the job. And Ida's just shocked, and Izuku goes, oh, you don't like the response of people talking back to you in a way where you believe is degrading. Don't do that to others, okay? You need to learn that not everyone's the same as you. I'm guessing you went to a preppy school, I guess? Bakugo smiles, and he goes, I went to Sami High. And he goes, yep, preppy school. Makes sense. And Izuku goes, judging by your quirk, I'm guessing you're related to Ingenium? And he goes, how do you know? And he goes, oh, just, I'm a nerd. Bakugo states, Bakugo goes, he's a nerd. And Izuku goes, I'm a nerd. So I like to learn everyone's quirks, and you're part of the Ingenium family. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Izuku sits down. Ida's kind of shocked, you know. He just got berated, he got recognized, and he got put in his place. He shuts up and sits down. Bakugo goes, that was a bit harsh, don't you think? And he goes, Izuku goes, I already had enough of them. 2 times was too many. And Bakugo goes, yeah, whatever. He goes, what are you writing down? He goes, recovery girl got me to make some more medical notes. Take some more stuff on your name. He goes, oh. And he looks at it and goes, wow, your detailed anatomy design looks really good. And he goes, yeah, I'm able to identify quirks and see where people's quirks mutation go wrong. And he goes, oh. And he goes, yeah, well, I can correct them and still allow them to keep their abilities, you know. And he goes, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, Izuku. And he goes, yeah. Anyway, Aizawa comes in fresh as a day. He's not tired whatsoever thanks to Izuku knocking him back into his prime. And so it goes down. Aizawa's like, morning class, I'm Shota Aizawa, I'm your homeroom teacher. Now today we're going to be doing a quirk evaluation test, and if you're going to ask me about orientation, no, I'm not going to take us to orientation. Why? Because we're heroes, we don't have time to waste for that stuff. Unless you want to do that stuff and become a glorified hero like everyone else, I'll promptly put you in 1B, where all of them do that stuff. We're in 1A, the hero course. Do you understand? Put these uniform on and meet me down in this part. If you guys don't know where to go, ask Midoriya, he knows where to go. Hurry up. Izuku goes and everyone goes with him. And as the boys go and they see Izuku and Bakugo, Kirishima's like, damn guys, you guys are ripped. Both Bakugo and Izuku goes, yeah, of course we are. We train all the time. But anyway, as they all go by, they all get to the area. This is when Izuku gets the ball and goes, Izuku, he goes, Midoriya, the last time you threw the ball without your quirk was 72 meters, right? And he goes, yeah, use your quirk. And Izuku goes, alright then. He puts his hand back, and as he does so, he uses his quirk on the ground, and he uses his own quirk in his hand to make the ball slightly lighter. And as the quirk on the ground pushes his hand and throws it, Izuku uses his own quirk to pretty much not explode the ball, but shoot the ball far enough with enough force for it to disassemble and reassemble at a distance. But it was only briefly, you know. After a meter of leaving Izuku's hand, that's when it reassembled itself. But it had enough force to go at least a good 1,000 meters. As I was like, incredible. You control the density of the ball, and Izuku's like, I tried my best. And it goes, interesting. All right, everyone, get ready. Are you guys all ready now? And as they're about to say, oh, this is fun, we get to use our, Izuku goes, shh. Do not say it's fun, because he will roast you and probably expel all of you. I watched the last class he expelled. You guys don't want to be that class, so shut up. Izuku walks back, Mina shuts her mouth. All of them shut up, and Aizawa's like, good, you're taking it seriously. And so Aizawa does not threaten no one. Now, Izuku does pretty well on the test. He doesn't beat everyone on the tests, like Uraraka gets the Infinity, Mineta gets the sidestepping, but Izuku, and not only that, Ida gets the speed one. But Izuku roughly becomes second in all the fields, you know. He doesn't come first, but he comes second, which does really good, you know. From there, there's no threat of expulsion, none of that. They all took Izuku's words to heart, and they all listened. Now, what goes down is that they go home, the next day comes up, and it goes Heroes vs Villains test. Unfortunately, Izuku and Bakugo don't challenge each other. Bakugo does not want to challenge Izuku because it'll be a fast fight, and he knows, like, he just knows that Izuku is just something too powerful for him to come across. So Bakugo challenged someone else with Uraraka, and unfortunately, the person that Izuku goes to challenge is Shoto Todoroki. Izuku is the villain, and he takes the part of the Tails guy with Hogakure. Now what goes down is, oh no, Hogakure's not there. Hogakure, yeah, she's there. And what ends up going down is the tail guy, he's the one with the Chaco, and they lose because it's Bakugo and a Chaco versus tail guy, and it's Bakugo and Ida versus tail guy and a Chaco. They lose. Bakugo and the villains win. Now it's Izuku versus Shoto. When Shoto uses his quirk, immediately as the ice appears, Izuku uses his quirk to destroy the ice and reshapes the entire building to suit him. Todoroki tries to get around, but every time he goes upstairs, the entire floor is changed. She's like, what the? And even though he uses ice to do everything, it gets stopped abruptly and gets pushed away. And as he tries his best, nothing. He can't get nowhere. And when Todoroki is about to throw one more last iceberg, pillars come out of the ground, grabbing Todoroki's arms and legs and slam him onto the wall, restraining him. When the multi-armed guy comes in, Izuku does the same with him, restrains him as well. All Might goes, the heroes are unsuccessful at getting the bomb and they have been restrained. The hero team fails. The winner is the villain squad. Both Hogakure and Izuku shake hands, and Izuku is the MVP, blah 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 blah. But he catches the eye of Momo. And Izuku sees it and he's like, why is she looking at me like that? Is it because we have similar quirks, how she can create stuff and I can pretty much manipulate stuff? Maybe that's it. Maybe. I should talk to her. And as before the day ends, Izuku goes to her and goes, so your quirk, you can create things out of your body, right? That's why you wear such a revealing costume. And she's like nervous. She goes, yeah. And Izuku, that's incredible. What can you create? And she shows Izuku just a little brief thing. She goes, that's amazing. And he goes, what? Can you deconstruct it? And she goes, no, unfortunately I can't. And Izuku grabs it and deconstructs it and reconstructs it and goes, see, I can deconstruct it and reconstruct what it was, but I can't create like you can. You have such an amazing quirk. Whoa. And she goes, you have an amazing quirk yourself. And Izuku and Momo smile. And Izuku goes, what's your number anyway? I'd like to get a hold of you one of these days. We can talk and catch up, you know? She blushes, she gives the number, and the day goes on, and Izuku begins to text Momo frequently. Now, it comes to the day of the USJ. I'm going to fast forward all the couple of days that they had. Izuku and Momo have become class rep, and Izuku takes the role as class rep, and everyone listens to him. And when it comes to people breaking in the school, Izuku, 1, organizes everyone and makes everyone realize, 1, shut up, all UA students, pull yourselves together. 2, it's just the media, and grow up. And so they're all doing, they all listen to Izuku. Izuku keeps the role. Now, what ends up happening is Izuku and them head off to the USJ, and they're all talking. By this time, Izuku and Momo have been texting all the time, and they've become really close friends. Close, you know, close study friends. And they both talk about how they can reutilize their quirks, you know. And Izuku states that his quirk evolved one time. At once he could only use his quirks on his hands, but now he can use his quirk all over his body, and he can use it about a meter away from his body at max. And it shocks her. She goes, so you can manipulate matter outside your body? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, but it's really difficult sometimes, you know. I have to make contact with the ground with my feet to allow myself to surf. I wish I could get around faster, but that's it. And she goes, why don't you manipulate the air around you? And he goes, but I don't have an air quirk. And she goes, yeah, but you're still touching the air, right? And he goes, yeah. And you can use the quirk all over your body. Why don't you use your quirk to lift yourself off the ground? And Izuku's like, I'd never thought about that. Maybe I can. I can manipulate matter. Why can't I do the same? I'll keep that in mind. And so Momo and them all go to the USJ where they meet 13. And 13 already knows Izuku and knows Izuku's plan. He wants to be a rescue hero, and a support hero as well. And so what goes down is Izuku and them are there. Aizawa tells them all what they're going to do, and bear in mind, All Might is there, okay? 100% All Might is there. He is healed after all. He's at 100%. My guy is ripped. And so when they get there, the villains appear, and All Might's like, huh? What is this? Arrogant villains believe they can come into my school? And he goes, Aizawa, 13, keep them all back. Izuku walks forward and he goes, you're not going to seriously do this alone, are you? And he goes, well, of course, I'm the symbol of peace after all. And Izuku goes, and what if you get hurt again like you did before? And almost like, oh. And Aizawa goes, he has a point. 13, watch the kids. Midoriya, you stay with them as well. Me and All Might will go down and fight them together. Ida, go and get help. Because Kaminari can't get back up. And so Ida rushes off. And when Kurogiri gets there, Izuku sees this. All Might and Aizawa are already down there decimating all the villains. And this is when Shigaraki brings the Nomu in. Unfortunately for the Nomu, he's going up against Prime 100% All Might. Now I know people are like, well, why did you make All Might in his Prime? Wouldn't that be? Yeah, no, this is my what if, and Izuku can reconstitute matter. If Overhaul can do it, a better version of Overhaul can do it as well. And so as All Might's taken on the Nomu, Kurogiri was able to teleport everyone away. Except for Ida. Ida still managed to get out of his class, and Shigaraki's told by Kurogiri that he got away. What ends up going down is Izuku lands in the water, and as he's in the water, he looks around and sees a shark creature kind of guy coming at him. And before Suyu can grab him, Izuku uses a quirk to manipulate the water to make it able to lift him up. And as Izuku stands on top of the water, he uses his quirk to pull Maneta and Asui, making it able for them to stand on the water too. When the villain sees this, they're like, you guys just made yourselves easy targets. Izuku's like, quiet. As he opens his hand and touches his hand on the ground, and it turns out what happens is the water around where the villains are begins to spin around and make a massive whirlpool tornado in the water. And they're like, how is he doing this? And Izuku goes, I have complete control over matter if I make contact with it. And you idiots are in a liquid water where it's fluid, it's viscous, it moves around, right? And Izuku closes his hand, the water slams them all together. Izuku spins them all up, and he instantly stomps his foot, turning all the water into ice. Sue and Maneta like, how did you do that? And Izuku goes, it's just basic control of molecules. If you just stop the movement of the water molecules, they freeze. If you begin to vibrate water molecules, they turn to water. Simple. And he goes, no, I didn't create ice because I have ice quirk. I manipulated the matter in the water to stop it from moving and made ice. That's all I did. He goes, so, are we going? And Maneta's like, whoa, you're so cool, man. You can just tell me your secrets. And Izuku's like, you're creepy. They walk with it. Izuku uses his quirk to surf them across to where the area is. And when Izuku gets there, he sees that All Might decimates the Nomu. When I mean decimate, he throws mean punches, blowing the Nomu apart like it's nothing. And then All Might gets one powerful Detroit smashing on Nomu's head, punching his head down, smashing it, causing a gigantic tornado like he does against a sludge monster, killing the Nomu instantly and breaking all the USJ. Shigaraki managed to disappear with Kurogiri, but all the other villains are left there. Izuku goes around with All Might and Aizawa, taking out all the villains that are all the friends. And All Might thanks Izuku for being there. Now, thanks to All Might being there, no one really got hurt, and so it wasn't really a thing. The villains went to attack, All Might destroyed them. That was it. Now, when it comes to repairing the USJ, 13 looks at Izuku and Izuku goes, this is going to be tiresome, alright. He touches the ground, uses his quirk, and the entire USJ begins to repair. Not repair all the scenarios, just repair to where it was designed to be broken. And doing so, what goes down is the USJ's finished, there's none of the incident, and everyone stays at school for the next couple of days, and they train and train and train. But what goes down is Izuku takes his Momo throughout the entire training part, and he gets really close with her to the point where he actually asks her on a date. And Bakugo and Mitsuki find out about this, and they kind of berate him in a good way, and Izuku's like smiling, you know. And what ends up going down is over a period of time, Izuku and Momo out before the sports festival. Izuku asks Momo out properly if she wants to be his girlfriend, and she agrees. And so on the night of the sports festival, Izuku went to go hang out with her, took her out, he kissed her, they become really close and real proper relationship. And then Izuku told her he'll see at school for the UA exam, or UA sports festival. Now, I'm just going to tell you guys, the sports festival, who do you think's going to win? Izuku's easily going to win. And why I state that is, Izuku's been training on an ability that Momo told him. Because he can use his quirk outside 1 meter outside of himself, he either can use the air to make himself float, or he uses another thing where he actually does the same principle. He stands on a middle, like kind of like hubcap type of thing, and uses his quirk to make the metal itself float and lifts it up and controls it, much like how he does with things he controls when he keeps contact. And as Izuku does it, he flies around using it. And Bakugo sees this and he's like, damn you, Izuku, you're just too damn good with your quirk. And And so what happens is when Izuku and them begin the racing around the arena, Izuku just grabs the ground, turns it into like a circular disc, and picks it up and stands up on it like a standing platform, and he flies off easy as. Bakugo goes, "Damn you, Deku!" And Izuku's like, "Catch you later, brother." As he's flying off, when the 0 pointers come, Izuku goes, "Cool, now I can see what I can do with you." Izuku jumps off the platform that he was on and lands on a 0 pointer and uses his quirk to manipulate the 0 pointer, and he breaks it apart. But what he does is he separates the 0 pointer in half and uses his quirk to explode it, throwing it at all the other 0 pointers as he lands back on his floating platform and flies off to the finish. Izuku gets, actually almost flies to the finish. He gets to the canyon area and he goes, "This is not gonna do." He makes platforms right across, and Aizawa's like, "What are you doing, problem child?" And Izuku goes, "Well, it's my job as a hero to help others, right? And I plan on becoming a support hero as much as a rescue hero, as much as a hero. So if that means I help my fellow students out, then I help them. No big fuss, right, Aizawa Sensei?" And he's like, "You make a good point, problem child. Continue what you're doing." Izuku does so and he goes off. And Aizawa goes, "If those guys take the easy route, it just shows that they're going to become fake heroes." And everyone on 1A don't use the bridge that Izuku made. They go off on skill alone, they jump around and everything like that. Izuku gets to the minefield and he touches the ground. When he sees the mines, he's like, "Yep, this is not going to do either." He puts spikes throughout all the mines to setting them all off, and he repairs the ground, and he begins to float to the stadium. Izuku passes, and then everyone else comes to like that. And like, I hate the cavalry match, guys, so I'm just gonna state that the cavalry match goes the same. Izuku wins with his team. Bakugo and Todoroki can't be in his team, so Izuku almost has the similar people. Instead, Izuku has Momo. Instead of a Chakra, there's Momo, Mei, and Tokiyami. And so what goes down is that's how their teams go. When it comes to the final test, Izuku's really powerful. Really powerful. He doesn't fight what's it called? What's his name? The Shinso. No, he fights someone else. He fights the person that what's it called? Well, he fights someone else, okay? To the point where actually no, I'll just say quickly that Izuku, he doesn't speak, but he takes out Shinso himself, sorry for the rigmarole, and he comes to Shoto Todoroki's fight. When it comes to Todoroki's fight, before then, Todoroki tells Izuku that 1, he's going to beat him, and 2, that Endeavor, he hates Endeavor, he's not going to use his flaming quirk. Now, what goes down is he still finds out from, what's it called, Shoto, that what Endeavor did to him, but Izuku goes, "That's alright, at least you had a father that was there to give you all the love that he can even if it states that way." He goes, "You call that love?" And Izuku goes, "Well, yeah. I was abandoned by my mother. My mom gave up on me because I have a villainous quirk. At least your father's not a villain." Izuku looks at Todoroki and he goes, "I don't pity you because I had just as much of a bad life. If it wasn't for Bakugo and his mom, I would have been a villain just like my father. Now ask yourself, Shoto, is your fire quirk so your father's quirk or was it yours?" Izuku turns away. "Now if I recall correctly, you almost get frostbite when you use ice quirk, right? What warms you up, your father's quirk or your quirk?" Todoroki shuts up and Izuku goes, "Just note, if you don't come at me with your full power, I'll kill you." Izuku simply states that. "Come on, Kachan." Bakugo smiles. "How long have you known I've been there?" He goes, "I can feel on the ground. You were there." And he goes, "Huh, interesting." And he goes, "Another one of your quirks?" And Izuku goes, "Yeah, I'm starting to gain new adaptations with my quirks. I'm starting to understand people around when I manipulate matter." And he goes, "Oh, what else?" And he goes, "I'm also able to see people's injuries perfect and clear now, thanks to Recovery Girl. And my own training goes, that's good." And he goes, "Oh, one more thing. Aizawa Sensei's ability to erase my quirk, that's slowly but surely diminishing." And he goes, "Are you weakening him?" He goes, "No. I found out something about my quirk that I'll tell you anyway. When I was underwater, I actually ran out of air and I thought I was gonna die, but my body naturally recovered myself." He goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah. And I had a full amount of air, and that's what happened." He goes, "So what he's saying is, it goes, hit me with your hardest explosion, Kachan. When we fight, I want you to hit me with your hardest explosion, okay? I want to show everyone the extent of my quirk. I know for a fact that my mother will be seeing this, and my older brother, of course." And he goes, "Oh, Jisaki, right?" He goes, "Yeah. Apparently we have the same quirk, and I've been trying to find them, but I can't find them. And anytime I say this to pro heroes, they just tell me to stay away from it." as if I'm talking about that my real father. And so what happens is Bakugo and Izuku go on to the tournament. Izuku goes to fight Todoroki, and when Todoroki tries to attack Izuku, as Todoroki tries to fight Izuku with ice, Izuku annihilates ice immediately with giant spikes of concrete, smashing them. And then Izuku uses his quirk to blast the air right in front of him. Bear in mind, Izuku's manipulating the matter in front of him. What's air? Air is still a thing that can be manipulated. And why I say that is because if you can compress air into a cylinder and then open it up and it blasts out to you, that's air right under pressure. While Izuku does the same thing. He uses his matter manipulation to pressurize the air to blast Todoroki, and he's like, wow, my ability to manipulate matter is getting better. And as Todoroki begins to fight, Izuku just tells him, you're nothing, you're gonna lose everything, use your fire quirk, okay? And so Todoroki does it, he uses his fire quirk and he explodes it at Izuku, but Izuku's smart as well. He re-grabs the ice that is on the ground, he manipulates it and turns it into water, and he uses that water to engulf Todoroki's fire. And because Todoroki's right side is still frozen, it begins to freeze over the fire. And he's like, damn, what the hell? And Izuku goes, oh, sorry. Yeah, I just saw all the ice on the ground and I just want to take advantage of that. Izuku turns his hand and a massive pillar punches Todoroki and sends him flying outside the arena. And it comes to the fatal fight between Bakugo and Izuku. And I'm just going to state, guys, that Bakugo's fight with Izuku is unamusing. Bakugo tries his best, he gives all his attacks, he does Howl Explosion. He has all his AP shots, everything. But Izuku is able to tank it, and then Bakugo goes, was this the point? Was this what you want to do? And he goes, no, I'm going to stop tanking your tanks now and let you damage me, okay? He goes, why is that? I want to show you the extent of my quick catcher. And so Bakugo goes, alright then. He explodes Izuku so hard that Izuku's arm is gone, his body is burnt up badly, he's on the ground on one knee. His other arm is injured badly too, and then Bakugo goes, damn you Deku, Izuku! He runs over and he goes, it's alright, Kachan. Izuku stands up, his body instantly starts to repair itself, he goes blurry briefly, and he comes back and he goes, hey wait, I didn't see you touch your arm more, and Izuku goes, oh, so I learnt from using my quirk like this that I don't need to touch my injury to heal myself, I can just think about it, and my body heals myself instantly. And so Izuku, after showing this, everyone's like, whoa, impressed, and everyone's shocked, almost even happy, you know, and there was like, my shoulder went up against this guy's incredible. Now Izuku, as he's saying this, Jisaki sees this, he's like, this brat, he has my quirk. Don't tell me he's that old false other bastard child. I need to see him. And so as Izuku hears this, sees by the Bakugo, Izuku wins immediately by just smashing him out, you know. He wins entirely, and Izuku becomes the hero of the UA Sports Festival. And when it comes to the internships, Izuku is standing there when he gets called by Recovery Girl, and Izuku's like, oh, am I going to be doing internships with you? And she goes, it depends upon what you want to do, young man. Izuku's like, oh, I see. Well, what goes down is Izuku is just thinking, and All Might comes and tries to offer one for all, but Izuku's like, yeah, nah, sorry, I don't need it. Izuku finds that Bakugo's gone with Best Genius, which makes him laugh so hard. But Izuku gets a message from Recovery Girl, asks if he can go with her to a Hosu. And she goes, oh, what's a Hosu? And she goes, she got a call from the engineering family, asking that she could help him out, but due to his injuries and the nature of his injuries, she couldn't help him out. However, she has someone that could possibly do so. And Izuku's like, the engineering family, you mean Ida's brother? And he goes, yeah. And Izuku goes, I'm there, yeah, of course. And she smiles, she goes, thank you. And you don't need to do a work study, young man. You're quite powerful in your own right. To be honest, we're just being selfish and keeping you for ourselves. Izuku's like, not to worry. I know I only got 2 more years before I become a pro hero, but at least I could be useful. I'm still on UA's payroll after all, despite me being a student. And she smiles at that, of course. And as they both go to Hosu, Izuku's sitting there texting Momo, telling her that he's going to Hosu to heal Ida's brother and that he can't wait to catch up with her and do some studying. Thank you, Zathura. You're the man for that, by the way. Little plug into you. You guys don't know who Zathura is. He's the man at making My Hero Academia What Else. Check his channel out. He's the bomb. Watch his new video that he made recently, and that is What If Bakugo and Deku fused. I really enjoyed that series. He's the bomb. But anyway, enough with the references. Izuku is still texting Momo, and he's telling her like what he's gonna do. And they arrive in Hosu, and he gets to the hospital. There, Izuku sees Ida about to leave until Ida sees Izuku, and he's like, Midoriya, what are you doing here? And in this what if Izuku and Ida are not really that close because Izuku kind of has somewhat a Bakugo's type of attitude. Izuku don't really like to be, it annoys him. Ida does. And he goes, Ida, well, I've come here due to my work study, you know? He goes, your work study? And he goes, yeah, well, Recovery Girl's the one that's taking me around, you know? And he goes, I see. Oh, well, what are you doing here? And he goes, I've come to heal your brother. Ida's like, you what? And Recovery Girl smiles. He goes, Izuku walks in and he goes, what do you mean? And Izuku goes, alright. Izuku walks over there and the doctors tell Recovery Girl about his injuries. He goes, not to worry. Midoriya? And Izuku goes, yes ma'am. He places his hand on Ingenium's chest and he tells him, this is only going to hurt briefly for a minute. Sorry, I just burped, guys. That's better. Anyway, Izuku goes to Ingenium, this is only going to hurt briefly for a moment. After that, you'll be back to good on you, okay? Izuku instantly touches Ingenium's chest and he disappears and appears immediately. And he's fully recovered. He sits up, he's like, what the? My injuries, they're gone, right? Yeah, well, my Quirk allows for that. I pretty much disassembled and repaired you all your cells in your body. So, I hope you do well. And I helped you with your Quirk at least. You know, there was a secondary mutation that was going to happen with your Quirk. But it didn't happen naturally, so I kind of gave it a nudge. And thanks to him, he goes, are you able to do the same with my brother? And he goes, of course. Izuku walks to Ida and he places his hand on Ida and he goes, I see. And Ida's like, what are you? And Izuku instantly makes Ida blur for a brief moment and puts them back together. Ida goes, what did you do? And Izuku goes, well, you have jets in your legs, right? Well, you didn't realize that your body was mutating yourself to get jets on your elbows as well. And he goes, why is that? And Izuku goes, I don't know. It's just part of your quirks. Now you got jets in your elbows now. It's time for you to learn something, I guess. Well, is that all we need for Recovery Girl? And then she goes, no, the hospital will like to, if you can be an Izuku so sweet as long as it's helping out being a hero, I'm sweet with that. And so Izuku spends the next couple of days in Hosu helping out, you know, with the people in hospital after healing Ida's brother. And Ida's brother wants to give Izuku like the world, but Izuku's like, nah, just make sure your brother's a stand-up hero, not an idiot that's gonna go on revenge like some dumb clown does. And he's like, oh, not to worry, I'll make sure I keep this guy in line. And so Izuku's still in Hosu when the incident of the Nomus go down, okay? And what ends up going down is Izuku is being called by Recovery Girl is called by people and see if there's anyone that can help, you know, heal people. And she goes, I know a person that's working at Hosu right now because Recovery Girl had to leave Izuku there at Hosu while she went back to UA to do a job, you know. And so Izuku goes off. He's allowed to because he's competent, and she gives him permission because that's her work study teacher. And so Izuku has permission to use his Quirk in the presence of a pro hero though. And so when Izuku gets to what's it called, Hosu, he looks around and sees fire everywhere and all these Nomus flying around. Izuku's like, what the hell? A Nomu flies into Izuku and Izuku instantly punches the Nomu using his Quirk and destroys it entirely. He doesn't bring it back because he knows these things are not living. And don't you say, go, oh, ew, yuck, watch his hand of all the blood. And what goes down, Manuel sees Izuku and goes, hey kid, what are you doing using a Quirk? He goes, oh, I got permission from Recovery Girl to come and help out and heal all the injuries. He goes, oh, you're the hero. I remember you. You were the sports festival. You're Deku, right? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, well, can you help out? Izuku's sweet ass. Izuku puts his hand down and he uses his Quirk to put out all the fire, manipulates all the area to put the fires out, and he repairs all the burning buildings and helps rescue all the people that are under rubble. He does it really fast that Manuel's like, wow, this kid is so incredible. Even Endeavor, as he's fighting the Nomu, after he kills the first Nomu, he looks over and sees Izuku taking out all the other Nomus using his Quirk. You know, after repairing all the damages, he's impaling Nomus left, right, and center until he slams them down and takes them all down. What's it called? Endeavor only managed to take down one Nomu. Izuku took down the rest. And when he sees that, he's like, who are? He goes, it's you, the brat again that breached Shoto. And Izuku goes, you, Endeavor. And Izuku turns away and goes, what the hell are you doing here anyway? And you're not supposed to, you don't have a hero license. Izuku goes, I got permission from Recovery Girl to help out when I was needed. That's what it was. She's my work study teacher. Much how Shoto's with you. Izuku takes away and just ignores Endeavor. And he goes, by the way, where is Shoto? And he goes, Shoto! And Izuku's like, huh? and he goes around looking for him. He goes, "Hey, where you going, brat?" And Izuku goes rushing looking for them until, yep, he finds Shoto. As he gets there, he sees both Ingenium. So instead of just Native being on the ground, Natives wasn't there. It's Ingenium and Tenya Ito on the ground. Both of them are injured by Stain. Stain goes, "I didn't kill you the first time. I don't know how you got healed, but I'll kill your brother this time in front of you first, and then I'll kill you." He goes to put the blade down, but of course Todoroki saved him only briefly. But when Stain pushed it up and was about to kill Todoroki, Izuku appeared right there, made a concrete barrier between them, which caught the sword, and the spikes appeared, stabbing Stain right in the shoulder. Stain cuts the spikes and jumps back, but Izuku's already there behind him. Izuku touches the blade, destroys the entire blade in his hand. Izuku manages to grab Stain and throws him into the building, and Izuku uses his Overhaul Quirk to pretty much destroy both Stain's arm and wraps them. Stain's coughing and he's in so much pain. He's like, "What the hell was that?" And Izuku goes, "That's for trying to kill one of my friends and my classmates." Izuku knocks out Stain. He uses the concrete to tie Stain to the ground, and he tells him to be quiet. Izuku put both his hands on both the Ingenium brothers and uses Quirk to heal them both straight away. What goes down, Ida stands up, like, "Whoa!" And so does Ingenium's brother does. And when Stain sees this, he goes, "Ha ha ha ha! Now I see it." Because Izuku does it with a smile on his face. "You're definitely the one to surpass All Might. You're worthy, kid." Izuku wraps him tightly, holding Stain there, destroying all the swords on his body, removing them all. And when the flying Nomu comes, Izuku immediately punches the flying Nomu, destroys it entirely. Now what goes down is the reporters see that Izuku is the reason why that the Nomu attack pretty much ended. And so what happens is, as much as Endeavor gets the credit, so does Izuku. He gets the credit as well. Izuku goes back to school and he hangs out with Momo for the next couple of days, getting closer and closer to her. By this time, what happened is, sorry guys, Principal Nezu talks about making the dorms, but Izuku goes, "I can help you do that fast," and they do. They build the dorms within the next day or so, all the dorms, thanks to Izuku, Cementos, and Paoletta. They get everything done quick as hell. But they don't move in until after the forest arc. Now, as Izuku and they do the final test and everything like that. Izuku, even though he would like to, he's not allowed to fight All Might. They made it very clear because it's kind of unfair fight. Because if All Might goes out and Izuku goes all out, All Might could die. They all found out due to Izuku's injuries by Bakugo at the sports festival that Izuku could instantaneously heal without him needing to use his Quirk. And so what goes down is Izuku and Bakugo get put into teams and they face off against Aizawa again. Not All Might, even though it would be cool. Aizawa does pretty good, but unfortunately for him, because Izuku can control matter, Aizawa's trapped and can't do shit. Oops, my bad. But anyway, what ends up going down after they pass that, what happens is they get sent to the forest, okay? When they get to the camping ground forest and the Wild Pussycats remove the ground, Izuku catches onto the ground and uses Overhaul to catch everyone. Bear in mind, Jisaki knows upon Izuku and everything like that, and he wants to get to him, you know? And so he starts to work with the League of Villains. But because All Might's at his prime, All Might's there, okay? And he took down Nomu. And this is going to create a lot of complications at the same time. A lot of cool things going to happen as well. And so what happens is, thanks to All Might being out, I'm just going to do a quick recap. All Might was able to, just like our Hawks, investigate the Meta Liberation Army, and he took down, Redestro before any of the interactions between Shigaraki and Redestro. So the Meta Liberation Army pretty much ended right then and there thanks to All Might. And All Might, thanks to him, his regular duties of being out and still being the symbol of peace, Jisaki wants to make sure he hides. And so as Izuku is doing, using his Quirk to help everyone, this is when the Wild Pussycat that controls mud makes animals and monsters and they destroy them all. Izuku helps everyone, they get pretty free pretty early, and they begin to eat food and wait till the next day. Now, the next day on training, Izuku has three tasks to be honest. He's got to make the terrain, he's got to heal any injuries, and he's got to train himself to push himself even further. And so Izuku does, and so for the next 3 days they all push themselves, getting stronger, faster, gaining on their gain, making them more powerful than they have ever been before. But what happens is this is when on the campground, Izuku and Momo, they begin to do their special studying sessions, and yeah, that's what happens with them. They become really close. Everyone finds out that Izuku and Momo are together fully, and they're like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool." And so yeah, Izuku also figures out in this 3 days of training how to completely make himself fly, controlling the matter between himself and the ground. He's able to like lightly put a thing around his feet, like more like a construct of matter on his feet, but use the wind to suddenly spin around himself, allowing him to fly. And so Izuku does really well with adapting this quirk. Now I'm gonna skip it a couple of times, all the way to the point where the League of Villains come to attack. The League of Villains do come to attack, okay, and they're tasked with kidnapping both Bakugo and Izuku. But this time Izuku's with Koda and he's talking with him, and when Muscular comes to attack Izuku dodges and attacks him, but gets injured so bad by Muscular. And as Muscular begins to beat him down, Izuku tries his best to stop him, but Muscular stomps him out and takes him. "I'm not going to kill you because the boss needs you, but I'm going to kill you, you little brat." And as Izuku sees that Muscular is about to kill, Koda, Izuku immediately, pretty much what he does what Overhaul does to Chronostasis and the other guy, and Izuku unintentionally uses his quirk and blows Muscular up, but he begins to absorb Muscular's abilities within his body. And Izuku's just standing there like, nah, this is not good. He explodes immediately and removes him from his body. But in turn, Izuku's like, ooh, he didn't like that feeling whatsoever. Muscular's is on the ground, badly injured. Now what goes down is when Izuku gets back to the village, the forest, and he tries to help as much people, he finds out two things. One, the League of Villains attacked to try to catch him, and two, that Bakugo got captured. Izuku's quirk goes haywire, massively, and it's a massive scream and yell. What ends up going down is as Izuku is upset, the teachers plan the whole recovery stuff, all that stuff like that. All of them, they plan their recovery beastly. Now, after all the situation comes by, what goes down is the day of trying to save Bakugo. And due to the nature of the Jisaki and the Shihazaikai, they do everything underground, you know. But the Jihazaikai are working with Awful One due to the fact that Jisaki Overhaul wants to meet his little brother and take him in. But anyway, they fail to bring Deku in, which makes Jisaki leave, which pisses him off, and he goes back to the Yakuza. Awful One don't care because they've got Bakugo. Now all the situation of Bakugo comes to a head up until the point where All Might breaks through the door. This time, instead of and what happens is Gran Torino takes out Kogiri. What ends up going down is 4 high-end Nomus rush out and attack All Might and Endeavor on them, and these are the high-end ones that Endeavor had to fight where he had to use Prominent Spoon. And at the same time, Izuku and them are still locking cannon, trying to find Bakugo, because this is Izuku's brother. He's going to destroy anyone, and he's going to kill Overhaul. Izuku's made it very clear he's going to kill Awful One for taking his brother. And anyone that's associated with him, he don't give a damn if he goes to jail for this. No one destroys my family. And so what goes down is when All Might engages that high-end Nomus and everything like that, he gets injured a little bit, but he takes them out easy as. And as he gets to Awful One's like, I see you gone to 100%. Too bad I didn't get the young Izuku Midoriya's quirk. But however, now that you're back at 100%, I can fight you at full power. He goes into all his quirks and he started to alter everything, destroying everything. When Izuku hears this, he's like, damn, what to do? Kirishima and now what's it called? They all thinking what to do, but Izuku's like, damn it. He touches the ground and he uses his spikes to stab Awful One in the back. Awful One smacks it away, but Izuku jumps up and he throws multiple spikes at Awful One. He goes, so the brat's here, I see. How interesting. Why are you fighting me, kid, when your father was one of my main allies? And Izuku's like, what the? And he tries to tell Izuku upon Hisashi Midoriya and how he was a villain that worked for both the Jihazaikai and the League of Villains. And Izuku's angry. This makes him so angry to the point where he starts to fight Awful One like toe to toe. Izuku goes like full on like buff mode, as strong as he can. And when Overhaul tries to attack, tries to beat Izuku, Overhaul. Awful One tries to beat Izuku. It's just unfortunate for him because anytime he tries to throw his quirk at Izuku can blow his arm up, you know. And All Might's there too to help out. So both Izuku and All Might take on All For One, and they easily take him out. Izuku wasn't gonna let All Might tell him that he kidnapped his brother. He's lucky he's alive now. All For One tries to one more time attack All Might, but Izuku jumps around to removing All For One's leg, and then grabbing the back of his head using his quirk and tells him, if you move, you will die. And so what happens is Izuku is just like massively different, you know? All For One has a big smile on his face and goes, you will not kill me, kid. Your father didn't kill me. What makes you think you'll kill me? Izuku slams All For One's head into the ground using his quirk. And All For One's at Izuku's mercy. He goes, because you tried to take my brother from me. That's why. Because everything you just did right now was an assault to the family that took me and embraced me and loved me. Izuku crushes the back of All For One's neck, and the fact that All Might's my hero. And Izuku just holds him there and goes, why aren't you using your quirks? I thought you were powerful. I thought you can stop me. You're the #1 villain after all. And All For One gets angry and tries to use his All For One quirk, but because Izuku can use his quirk as a transmission and within the immediate distance, once he let go of All For One, he still uses his quirk and disintegrated both All For One's arms and legs again, and leaves him lying there. All For One's like, what the? And he tries to grow his arms back. Izuku goes, what's the matter? You trying to grow your arms back? Yeah, I restricted your quirk kinda. And All For One's like, what? And he goes, what's the matter? And Izuku rips off All For One's helmet and disintegrates it immediately. And All For One's like, oh, looking at Izuku and goes, you needed that to breathe, right? And to keep you alive. Izuku stomps on All For One and tells him, I want to be a hero so bad, but I want to kill you so bad. All Might lands by Izuku and touches his hand on the shoulder and goes, that's the one, young Midoriya. You did really fine. Thank you for helping me. Now leave it to me, please. Izuku looks at All Might and he goes, you're injured, All Might. Izuku touches All Might and heals him immediately. And Izuku walks away. All For One's like shocked, and Izuku's like, deal with him then. All Might stands there clicking his knuckles. Now All For One. All Might stand there, All For One. You can regrow your limbs back now. And stomps on All For One's chest. All For One just like he can't do nothing. You know, Shigaraki managed to. This time Shigaraki didn't manage to get away. In fact, Shigaraki was still there. None of the illegal villains managed to get away because Izuku, All Might, he's at his prime. It changed everything. He couldn't use force quick activation, none at all. But what happens is when Kurogiri gets up after being knocked out, he's about to teleport everyone. But Izuku sees this and he uses his quick to fly over. And instead of like as Shigaraki and them teleported away, Izuku grabs Kurogiri and uses his quick to pretty much to absorb him. And as he absorbs Kurogiri, he has a mind in his head, Shirakumo's mind. And he has Kurogiri's mind, but thanks to Izuku having Overhaul, he pretty much breaks Kurogiri's control of the Quirk, and Izuku's like, what the? And not even thinking, Izuku instantly relinquishes Kurogiri's body out of him, and there is Kurogiri Shirakumo. And then Izuku uses his quirk to fix the quirk entirely, and what happens is Shirakumo comes out of Kurogiri's body. Instead of his hair being blue, now it's black, like the mist that comes from Kurogiri, and his eyes shine yellow like Kurogiri, even though it's Shirakumo. And it looks at Izuku, but he's just punting, and Izuku's tired too. And so what happens is after All Might defeats All For One, this is when Shigaraki, he didn't want to go through the portal, he didn't, and so he rushes to go touch All Might. As he goes to touch All Might, Izuku places his hand on the ground, a spike goes right through Shigaraki's shoulder, pinning him and slamming him down. Shigaraki gets captured, and so does All For One. He tries to use his decay and he breaks it apart, but then Izuku sees this and he uses his quirk to destroy Shigaraki's hands. Izuku goes, you are more destructive than I am, but the difference between you and I is I can repair any of the damage that I cause. You are nothing but destruction incarnate, and you deserve to be in prison just like my father. And so as Shigaraki, the League of Villains, all of them, Toga, Darby, all of them get taken into custody. All of them, Spinner, Magna, all of them, All For One in jail. And eventually Dr. Izuku will go to jail too. Now, what ends up going down is Izuku is plastered the hero thanks to All Might because of this, and the Hero Association, they really want to make Izuku a hero right now, but they know they can't at this present time because he still goes to school. But they give Izuku his hero provisional license at least. And Izuku's like so excited that he can use his quirk. He shows Momo, and they begin to be happy, go on a date, go home. Momo spends the night at Izuku's house, at the Bakugo family's house, and he has some fun with her that we all should know if we were funny inclined. Anyway, sorry, Izuku, what's it called? After the defeat of All For One, thanks to the help of Izuku and All Might, all the heroes and villains of Japan, they really changed. No villain comes up and causes any trouble. The world, Japan does not fall apart. It actually begins to grow thanks to Izuku, until the quick cancelling bullets and trigger comes out even more. Izuku wants to go to All Might's agency, but All Might states just for now. A friend of hers wants Izuku to go meet him, and so Izuku meets Tsunade. And Tsunade goes, so what's a Quirk, kid? And Izuku states he can rearrange matter manipulation. And he goes, I see. So pretty much like Overhaul. And Izuku hears this and he goes, you know that name? He goes, of course I know Overhaul, I'm researching him. You know my brother's name? He goes, I see. So Overhaul is your brother, so I was correct. Izuku goes, and looks down and he goes, not to worry, kid, I'm here to help you. Would you like to work in my hero agency? And Izuku, of course, 100%. He goes, good, sign here. Izuku signs, and him and Miria begin to do their routine, going around all that stuff. And Izuku likes Miria, and eventually Izuku and Miria are talking non-stop until Izuku feels a little girl bump into him. And Izuku's like, oh, sorry about that. Are you alright, young miss? And he can feel it trembling in her injuries. Oh, you're injured. Here, let me. And Izuku is about to heal her, and he goes, Eri, where are you? Come back here. Don't waste your time annoying those pro heroes. And as Eri hears Jisaki's voice, Izuku can feel it tremble, and Izuku's like, who are you? And Jisaki looks up and goes, Midoriya. And Izuku's like, huh? How do you know my name? And he goes, right away Jisaki instantly takes his glove off, slams his hand onto the wall. The moment he does that, spikes appear by Izuku, but Izuku just holds his hand out. Remember, Izuku used to have a meter long range where he can use his Quirk without touching, and it's a meter, but thanks to Izuku being trained, he can use about 1.5 meters now of distance without touching the ground, but he still can manipulate matter like that way. When Jisaki's attack comes, they crumble right in front of Izuku, and Izuku says, what the hell is that? And he goes, wait a minute, you're Quirk. You Jisaki. And Jisaki looks at Izuku, and they both just pause a second, pause at each other. Miria is just shocked, they're like, what do we do? And Jisaki's like, looking at Izuku, and doesn't want to fight his little brother. He's like, hello little brother. And Izuku's like, just looking at him, and Miria's like, that's right, they're brothers. And Izuku's like, what did you do to this girl? He goes, give her back to me, now, Midoriya, or this will get ugly. And Izuku goes, by the looks of things, my Quirk's more powerful than yours, brother. And you're not going to get this girl, so one, you better get the hell away from me or I'll arrest you right now, brother. Jisaki gets annoyed, and he slams the ground again, making spikes, but Izuku just stomps his foot. All the spikes disappear, and he gets hit by the pillar himself, gets sent flying, and hits the wall. When Eri sees this, she's really scared of seeing Izuku's Quirk, and Izuku goes, what the hell did you do to this girl? By the time Izuku gets to where Jisaki is, he manages to run away, knowing that, well, he can't fight his little brother. His little brother can cancel his Quirk out. Not only that, like, yeah, it's his little brother, so he's conflicted. Jisaki goes back to the compound. He tells everyone what's going down and what they need to do to retrieve Eri back, blah blah blah. They all have that down. But this is when Izuku takes Eri with him, and she's too nervous, so Izuku takes her back to Nidai. When Nidai calls a meeting, Izuku comes to her and goes, hi, what's your name? And she looks down and she goes, my name is Eri. And he goes, hi Eri, nice to meet you. My name is Izuku Midoriya. And she goes, you his brother? And then she's nervous, says around Izuku, and Izuku like, oh yes, I just found that out recently too, that I'm his brother. He's been using his Quirk on you, hasn't he? And she's like, she's scared, and Izuku goes, I can heal you with this my Quirk. My Quirk's real similar to his, but unlike his though, I can heal all the pain that he has put on your body. And she just looks at Izuku, please let me help you, Eri. And she looks at Izuku, and she just like has a tear going down her eyes, and she nods briefly. Izuku places his hand on her, and he goes, this will be over in a flash. Boom! Instantly, the flash disappears, and she's like looking at her injury. She feels no pain in her arms, nothing. And not only that, the horn in her head is fully grown now, and it's not out of control. Bear in mind, Izuku kind of helped her body control the mutation at least, so the horn can stay there. She just needs to control the output and how it Quirk works. She thanks Izuku and she hugs him. And by the time Izuku's done that, this is when they're meeting to take the GI Psycho base down. And Izuku's included. Izuku goes, I don't know if I should be included. I'm kind of compromised upon this because he's my brother. And Nida goes, don't worry kid, I know for a fact that you got this. And he smiles at Izuku, and Izuku thanks him. And so as they make the raid and they go in, the same Yakuza breaks through the wall, but Izuku immediately takes him out like it's nothing. And Izuku goes to the building, and him and his teams begin to like wipe out everyone, take out everyone. And Mirio gets to Chisaki before everyone else does, and this time because he doesn't have Eri, he begins to decimate Chisaki and all of them. By the time Deku gets there, Chisaki is pretty badly hurt. Mirio standing there telling him to give up now, villain, but he was able to get further away from Mirio, and he absorbed Chronostasis and the giant monster mind and turned into their monster form. When Izuku sees this, he goes, "Oh, that's what that does. So you're able to use their abilities in that form. Interesting. I just absorbed people and took them out of me because I didn't like it. It was disgusting." Izuku walks over, and as Chisaki tries to use spikes to get Mirio, Izuku stops the spikes immediately and destroys them all. And he repairs the entire room that they're in. And Izuku's like, now, Chisaki, I don't want you to get arrested yet. I want to talk to you." Chisaki looks at Midoriya and goes, "You made me my brother, you little brat, but you're in my way." He doesn't attack Izuku, and Izuku's like, violence never solves anything. Touches the ground, destroys all the concrete that comes towards Izuku. And then Izuku uses his ability to surf, throws the wave of concrete at Chisaki, which he jumps away. And Izuku kicks him straight in the face, sending him flying to the ground. Chisaki looks at Izuku and goes, "I can't fight you, can I?" And Izuku goes, No, you can't, big brother. You really can't fight me. As much as this will be a great climactic fight between me and you and I, yeah, you haven't stand no chance, unfortunately. And Chisaki was just shocked. He was just super shocked that Izuku would just overpower him and beat him. And without even hesitating, he just, before even doing nothing, he just stops and gives up. He tells him, "I give up." And this shocks Mirio, and Izuku walks over to him and uses his Quirk to dismantle all the cotton that's on his body, all the fabric he's using. And so what happens is, as they're going on, Izuku is just standing there after defeating his brother. He tells him, "Despite you being a villain and the fact that I'm not happy with you, I see you in jail." And so what goes down is Izuku easily took out Chisaki, and bear in mind, as I told you, the Mid Liberation Army is nothing. They don't even exist in this realm. Only due to the fact that they were taken out, they were just pretty much taken out pretty easy to buff All Might. And so are the League of Villains. So there's no All For One, there's no Shigaraki out there, there's no one out there. Because Izuku pretty much took them out. The only person they need to get is, the Doctor, which they get him out a couple of months later. But they still manage to get him and take out all the high-end no moves, all that stuff. All Might retires a little bit later, but not right away. And Endeavor takes a spot. And so what goes down is, due to Izuku just being so much powerful, and his Quirk was so good, it worked for him. He visits his brother often, getting to know his older brother and finding out things. What happens? His brother asks if he can heal the Yakuza leader, the one that gave him a house, and Izuku's like, all good. He heals the Yakuza leader and finds out everything that Chisaki did. And instead of giving up Eri, they allowed Eri to live with the teachers of UA, Aizawa, especially because he loves the girl. And so Izuku pretty much flat out defeated everyone. And so as Izuku is finishing UA, I'm going to do a 10-year time skip, okay? In the 10-year time skip, Izuku is the #1 hero all around with hero work, rescue, and psychic missions, And as Izuku stands there, him and Momo have just got married. They have already got married. They have 3 kids. And all their kids can use their quirks. Not as powerful as Izuku, but all their kids can grab things and deconstruct it and reconstruct it into anything. That's the one thing Izuku's children can do, that unlike Izuku can. But Izuku don't mind. It makes him happy seeing his wife and his kids are really powerful. And as they all look on seeing that Izuku being the #1 hero, a crack in the reality happens. And out pops out another Izuku Midoriya. As Madam Manipulation, Izuku sees him, he's like, "Who are you?" And Izuku goes, "Well, I'm you from another universe. And I've come to tell you that your story was very entertaining. I like how you, despite your adversity, you grew up to be a strong, powerful hero that I have come to respect, Deku." Deku is shocked at Izuku and he goes, "How are you?" And Izuku goes, "As I told you, I come from a realm outside of this. Okay, meaning you're one and the same." Izuku's just shocked to hear that and he goes, "But you always are connected to me, so if you ever need me, just let me know, okay, Izuku?" And Izuku nods his head to his counterpart. As one above all Deku turns away, what goes down is Prime All Might goes, "Who are you anyway? And why do you look exactly like Midoriya?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm him from another multiverse." And he goes, "Huh? What?" And he goes, "Yeah. Pretty much have all your guys' quirks, even yours and his and everyone else's. I just always come. I love checking on these universes and seeing how you guys are and having a first-hand account instead of just watching it like a book or reading like a video, you know, or reading it like a book and watching like a video. Wow, my words mixed up. Roast me if you like." And so as Izuku is stating that, the one above all Deku goes, "Don't worry, you'll be seeing me again soon. I have a possible tournament coming up for all of you to see how powerful you guys are, see if you guys are actually more powerful enough to fight my variant, because he'll be coming out soon, my variant, my evil version to me. And if you guys are ready to fight up on it, then I'll get you guys help me when I can, okay?" And so young Izuku is looking at this and he's like, "Well, okay," and surprised, and he goes, "Call me when you need me then. Well, what's your name?" He goes, "Oh, my name is the one above all Deku." And he goes, "One above all Deku, all good." And so Izuku disappears and he appears by Ochaka Uraraka back in his dimension. And she goes, "Did you watch a video without me?" And he goes, "Yeah, I did, but it's okay. You can watch another video." And she goes, "But we were meant to watch what if Deku was Kaido's reincarnation?" And Izuku goes to her, "I don't like that what if, that's pretty dumb. And it's just stupid." And she goes, "Oh, but I thought it would be cool." He goes, "Yeah, it'll be cool, but why don't we do something else?" He goes, Then what are we going to do?" And so Izuku puts up 3 other options, and he goes, here's the three other options. What if Deku had perfect permeation? What if Deku had perfect manifestation? Or what if Deku had what if Deku was, or had Redestro's Quirk? And she's like, "Okay, there's a confusion, but hey, whatever then. As long as we're watching next time, Izuku, right?" He goes, "Yeah, my dear." And so as the one above all Deku sits back looking at the new possibilities, this is what if, guys. I hope you guys liked this. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and yeah, thank you guys so much. And I really enjoyed making this what if. It was really fun. Okay, so yeah, but as usual, guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.